Hi, I'm Margie Basso, and this is Eastlink TV. Today, my guest is Carol Sheridan, who is the manager of Parks and Recreation here in Oliver. So, welcome, Carol, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Margie. Thanks so much.
We're looking really forward to an update with Parks and Recreation. And first off, what we'd really like to talk about is the new initiative. Well, it's fairly new within the last 6 months, and talking about healthy communities. So, perhaps you can just give a little bit of history on what Oliver and Osoyoos has participated so far with trying to gather information and data on where we're at as a healthy community.
All right, my pleasure. So, one of the things I'm very excited about is Oliver and Osoyoos, both communities have signed on officially as members of the Okanagan-Similkameen Healthy Living Coalition. And what that means is that there's a representative, so not only have the elected officials given their support in principle to the Healthy Living Coalition, but they have appointed community contacts within their towns to represent on the overall coalition. So that's me and Oliver, so I'll be our community contact for that. And one of the things that we did to kickstart healthy community and healthy living action in Oliver is we held a very successful workshop in November where we had over 25 stakeholders, so healthy living partners, and that was everybody from the Oliver Senior Center to the town of Oliver. We had representation from various service organizations in Oliver. We had representation from Shoppers Drug Mart even. I mean, it was amazing, this group of a variety of people that came together for the purpose of trying to brainstorm on how Oliver can be healthier. So how to improve the quality of life and health of Oliver residents. So we had a great meeting. Beth Garish did an awesome job facilitating that, and we came out at the end of that day with 5 priority projects that we want to work on. Can I take this opportunity to tell you about it? Okay, so the 5 priority projects that we came up with was transportation, looking at what options there are for transportation. Not everybody is able to drive, not everybody is able to bike. How do we make it so that people can move around all over to get where they need to go, to be able to access physical activity, to be able to get the nutrition and the food that they need? So we looked at that. So there's a group of people that's designated to that. And if anybody's interested in any of these committees, please contact me because I will connect you with the champions of those committees, and you're welcome to help out or provide input, even if you don't want to sit on a committee, but even just to provide your input. So transportation was one. The second one was looking at the possibility of bringing outdoor fitness. So bringing fitness equipment like you see here in the weight room outside that would then be accessible to everybody at all times, regardless of whether you could come down in the morning and do a little circuit around either the hike and bike or the park, and then do a little bit of a workout on these machines, and then it could be used by all ages and all incomes. So that was something that there's a group of people working on. Also, we wanted to look at nutrition, and lots of topics came up, but one of them that was really important was the need for people to grow their own food, their own organic local food right here. So how can we get more people in our neighborhood working together for gardens? So for example, maybe there's somebody on your street that has a great yard for a garden, and everybody wants to pitch in and plant, and then everybody can pitch in and take care of it, and everyone can pitch in and harvest, and then everyone can enjoy that local, fresh, organic food that you've grown. So that's something that we're going to be working on too, is neighborhood garden projects. The third, or that would be the fourth, is how do we make it, how do we create incentive, or how do we get people making the healthy choices? So it's really hard day to day to not be swayed by some of these unhealthy choices that are out there, whether it be watching hours of television or eating processed food or not exercising. How do we make it so that people are choosing the healthy way to live, and there's more incentive to do that? So that's going to be a bit of a tough thing. And so we're looking for input from anybody out there that has an idea on how we can make it, more attractive to people or easier for people to just make those healthy choices. And I guess finally the last thing that we're working on is, unfortunately, there is quite a lot of people in our area living with chronic disease. So that's everything from COPD, heart disease, diabetes, type 1 and type 2, maybe even fibromyalgia falls under that, MS, Parkinson's, all these chronic diseases. And what we're trying to do is find a way to have more support for those people. So whether that be a support group that they can come together and find strength in each other's stories, or whether that be more education programs, more classes, whatever that looks like. And so there's a group of people that have sat down to try to establish, what do we actually have as far as services for people with chronic disease? Where are there gaps that we need to fill, and how do we do that? So that's another thing that we're working on. So that's the 5 big projects so far.
Yeah, and it is a big undertaking, and just to get to the space that you're at right now was a lot of work, and thankfully a lot of people contributed their ideas, because basically what you did was create a baseline assessment of where our community is at now, recognizing all the things that we do have going for us. I think that's really important, that we always recognize and celebrate what we have, and then look for the holes that need to be filled in, and that's where those 5 committees or 5 big ideas had come from. Now, was one of the groups working with immunization as well?
Actually, that is true. We have a group who's looking at the importance of making sure that people are getting immunized. So that's everything from immunizations from birth, you know, like when all the babies are supposed to be getting their immunizations, to making sure that people are regularly getting the immunizations that prevent them from getting sick in the first place. Because, you know, basically, you know, they're I guess it could be said that there's some pandemics out there that we're trying to avoid happening in Canada, and especially here in Oliver. So getting the word out there of how important those immunizations are. And I'm so thankful that you brought up the whole thing about identifying all the strengths in Oliver, because wasn't that just, you were there, Margie, and wasn't that such an exciting part of that day, was realizing how many services and organizations Oliver has to support people being healthy, and how amazing, and all the parks and trails and places to be active that we have. So it's just a really big deal, and we're trying to kind of connect all those dots so that people realize that it is a good place to be healthy, and we want Oliver to be the healthiest region in BC. That's what we want. So we're going to keep working until we get there.
And so now that the groundwork has been laid and some identifying key factors have been articulated, what's really important is that we continue with the committee work to be able to take some of the visionary process that have already occurred and try to make it fruition, or to make it reality. So really what we're doing is a call out to the public to say that it's not too late to get involved in any of these committees, and that to then do a little bit of the roll up the sleeves and do some of the groundwork and grunt work that needs to occur in order to move these things forward and to actually make them happen, right?
Yeah.
So that it's not just warm and fuzzy, but that it'll actually will have tangible things at the end. So now, do you have some of this information, sort of the background information and the current information on the committees? Is it available on the Parks and Rec website?
Well, what will be available on the Parks and Rec website is we're actually working on a healthy living page for the Parks and Recreation website. It isn't there right now, but if anybody was looking for information, I do have the background information that appeared in the Chronicle and the Oliver Daily News that we are able to put out to the public, and there will be soon links and resources on that Oliver Parks and Rec webpage, as far as, like we were talking about, all the organizations that are out there to support you in healthy living. Those are going to be there, and at this point, when you see things in the media that are about the Healthy Living Coalition or about these projects, you know, talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to people about it so that people become more aware of what we're trying to do. And if you want to be involved, we want you. There's also going to be lots of ways down the road to get involved when it comes to, maybe sponsorship, or when it comes to actually, like you said, rolling up your sleeves and doing stuff to make these things happen. Putting things out there promotion wise and spreading the word. So we're really hoping everybody will support us in what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing project, and obviously the more people that get involved, the more successful it will be. And thank you for giving us sort of a leeway and background information, as well as guiding us to where we can get more information to get involved. Now, I know that some of the committees are already working. They have plans in place, but like we're saying to the public in Oliver or Soyuz, that at any time you can jump in and get involved, and we'd love to be able to hear from you, your ideas, or if you're able to contribute in any way. So now there's also a grant writing workshop that's coming up in Oliver on Thursday, and that could potentially impact some of the committee work that's going on with the Healthy Living Coalition. Do you agree?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that really comes down to is when you're looking to change long-term things. So we have some great short-term project goals that really could be done at the grassroots level. But I think when we're trying to make big change, eventually there's going to have to be, like I said, some grant writing or some sort of infusion of large funds that are going to allow us to make these big changes. So the grant writing workshop that's being put on by the foundation is going to be a fabulous way and education for us to learn that. And it's actually going to be attended by over 65 people. So this is great. Obviously, lots of people are concerned about grants. But the other thing to remember is that a lot of this stuff can be done just by one person saying that they're going to do it. So every one of you out there that's listening to this that believes that you can support a neighborhood garden, or you believe in immunizations, or if you take the action and do those steps towards healthy living, it just multiplies, it just spreads. And so a lot of that stuff can be done without any money whatsoever. It's just everybody committing to that healthy living. So that's one of the things we're counting on, is people sort of finding something that means something to them and going for it. Yeah.
And of course, this is a provincial initiative, and it comes through Healthy Living Coalition, which is part of Healthy Communities Capacity Building is where the grants are coming from. And then that is part of, let me think, is it, you just mentioned it, community health? No, you just said
We've got the partners involved are the Ministry of Health, which trickles down to Interior Health, and then of course we have the Healthy Community Capacity Building. That's where the grants are coming for, and then there's Plan H, which again is another Plan H is another Ministry of Health. It's a government initiative for basically that Plan H is all about capacity building in communities for healthy living. So that's sort of, so there's all kinds of bigger level partners, but that's why I think I'm more excited about what we're doing at the grassroots level, is that we're hearing from Oliver residents how they believe we can improve Oliver for healthy living, and that's why we want to hear from you. So. Yeah.
And ultimately, probably final words that we can discuss on this topic today is just looking at, we're trying to be proactive. It's a provincial initiative. It's happening in all kinds of regions, not just in the South Okanagan, because of the fact that we know if we continue the pattern that we're at right now, especially with our children, obesity on the rise, medical system and chronic disease never higher than ever, and that we need to start making change. And part of the change can be happening right in your own community, right at a grassroots level. So Carol, thank you so much. And I'm sure that if there's any other questions or comments, that they can definitely contact you at the office. Maybe you can throw us some of your website or Facebook information.
Sure, yeah, so please contact us at the office if you'd like to talk more about any healthy living opportunities or anything that we do here at the community center. The number to call is 250-498-4985, or you can visit us online, which is oliverrecreation.ca, and we do also have a Facebook page, which is Oliver Parks and Recreation. So please look us up and tune in for more healthy living initiative information.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And this is Margie Basso with Eastlink TV. Hi, this is Margie Basso with Eastlink TV, and we're down at the Oliver Parks and Recreation facility, and we have Carol Sheridan with us, who's going to update us on some programs. So welcome, Carol.
Thank you.
And I'm just hoping that you could, first off, you can talk to us about the Community for Kids fair, that they're having a family fair.
Yes, we are. So this is a very exciting event. We did this event the last time in 2012, and it was a very successful event. It's right here at the Community Center Hall, totally free for families, specifically looking at families with children 0 to 6 years. So this is going to be an opportunity to come down between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. We're going to have live entertainment all day, including, how cool is this, the competitive skipping team, which is called the Black Widows. So they're going to come and do some amazing skipping show for us. We've also got some live musical entertainment. We have healthy snacks available, and there's going to be all kinds of service organizations here that provide, services and health for children 0 to 6, and they'll be here making sure that the parents can pick up the education that they need to have the healthiest kids they can. So that is going to be down here on Saturday, February the 8th from 10 to 1.
Fantastic. Now, maybe give a little bit of background with the Community for Kids. You have a table, you said a functioning table here in Oliver, and what is it about and how can people get involved?
Yeah, so the table is basically anybody who's interested in seeing healthy child development for children 0 to 6 is welcome to sit on this community table. What we'd really love to see is parents on this table. Right now, the table consists of primarily service organizations like Parks and Rec, like the Ministry of Children and Family Ministry of Children and Family Development, the Community Resource Society from Penticton. So we have all kinds of organizations, Interior Health, that provide services for those families, but what we'd really love to have is parents of those children sitting on the table to help us do the best we can do in Oliver to help raise healthy kids.
Fantastic. So we've got the call out there to see if we can get some parents involved. And you don't have to have a child from 0 to 6. You can have, your child can be a bit older, but just as a parent, being able to give some personal experience and background and opinion on how we can improve things for families within our community of Oliver. Now, you have other programs that are going on as well, and we are just wrapping one up, and this one is the hockey program. Maybe talk about some of your current programs.
Sure. So our recreation supervisor, Katie Eden, has been very busy planning an exciting winter session of programs. So You just saw the end of our Monday and Wednesday floor hockey program. Now that program runs from 3 to 4 p.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, and we do have some spaces left in the program, which is surprising. Actually, it fills up usually, but we do have a few spaces this time, and it's for children 6 to 12 years old, and it is a free program because it's sponsored by the Ladies in Meet Black and White Scramble Tournament. So you can bring your kids down for that. We also have, what else is going on? For kids, I guess we've got shinny hockey, family shinny hockey on the weekends. They play on Saturdays. You can sign up for that if your children are between the ages of 6 and 12, and that's parent participation as well. So you have to throw in the skates too, but it's a lot of fun. We have a drama program that's getting started, but that program is completely full with a wait list. Very exciting program called Lights, Camera, Action. We have great programs as well for youth that are coming up. If you are a girl and you are between the ages of 12 and 16, actually I think it's 11 and 16, we have some really exciting programs coming up for you that you want to check out. One is called the Girls Activity Scramble Workshop, and it is a free workshop on a Saturday, and basically it's in March, and all day is going to be trying different physical activities like yoga, Pilates, maybe even a little bit of sport, doing some crafts, and we're going to make your own lunch and enjoy that, and just have a really fun day with some girls. So that's a great opportunity. Also a snowshoe just for girls coming up at the end of February. And then for adults, we've got yoga, we've got strength and stability classes from 6 to 7 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We've got Zumba Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have a Gentle Fit program on Tuesday mornings from 9 to 10. The list goes on and on. There are so many things for everybody here. And that program information is all available at oliverrecreation.ca.
That's what I was just going to mention is there's numerous amounts of programs that are going on. It's a fantastic time to get involved and get active. In January, everybody has New Year's resolutions and they have goals to be able to get fit for 2014. So ways that they can access it is online, but I think you also sent brochures. You have brochures available at the office?
Yeah, we do. We did mail out brochures. They are also available at various locations throughout Oliver, but you can definitely come down to the community center and get your very own copy to keep, and it outlines everything as well. And Margie sort of hit the nail on the head. This is the time to get out and get active. You know, we've been a little bit less active, you know, than you are in the spring and the fall, and so this is just an awesome time to get in and do some stuff. The other thing I wanted to mention too is we do have an amazing challenge going on right now, and I'm not sure everybody probably knows someone, whether it be a friend or a family member who's doing it, but we have over 40 people participating in the Biggest Loser Challenge right now through Oliver, and it is just so exciting, and these people are so committed, and I'm just so proud of what they've accomplished in such a short time, just 2 weeks. So that's really exciting. And the other thing that I wanted to mention is that we still have some spaces in a few programs like hip hop dance and belly dancing and things like that. So it isn't too late to come down and register. So you haven't missed the boat. Come on down and see us, and we'll let you know what's happening.
So lots going on down here at Parks and Recreation in Oliver. Please make sure and get a hold of a brochure or take a look online. Get involved, get your children involved, and make sure that we have a very active and healthy 2014. Let's plug the family fair one more time. Just give us the date.
Okay, the date is Saturday, February the 8th from 10 to 1 here at the Community Center.
And we'd like to just wrap things up then by talking about the WOW Fair that's coming available and soon, and that's on February 22nd, and that's the Women of Oliver for Women trade show. And so there'll be all kinds of booths as well, and there'll be more information that Eastlink will be providing for our public from Oliver and Osoyoos. So this is Margie Basso with Eastlink TV.